Well, it's 2 days later, but it's a week for you, and yeah, I'm back here. I'm at Bay 18 on the River Humber Wall. So yeah, I've never fished this bay. I've always wanted to fish it, but I'll talk to you about that later. But yeah, we're here. I'm supposed to be meeting up with Carl, but he's not here yet, which I'm surprised about, but fingers crossed he'll turn up. And it's raining. It rained in the last one, and I woke up as it started spitting on the van. I didn't realise it was going to rain, or else I'd have come another day. The trouble with this bay is if you're in other bays, this bay takes longer for the water to hit as it goes further down to the lower bays. It's the shape of the river, the depth of the river and everything else, but I've always wanted to fish this bay. It is prolific, or has been known to be. It might not be today. I turned up last night, there was one bloke left there fishing. He was between bays and he'd caught 2 whiting, so fingers crossed we're going to catch some codling today. That's what I'm here for. If we catch whiting, at least it's something, isn't it? I don't think I'll get over at the bottom. The water is rarely in. I got it wrong. I thought I would have got it correct, and I'd have been able to get down there with mud between me, get set up, cast out, but it's not to be. I might be able to go over as the tide's going out and fish it out. I would say that's what will probably happen. So yeah, we're at Bay 18 on the River Humber. It is sit rep on time. It is 4:30 in the morning, 4:31 to be precise, and it's Wednesday the 26th of October. So I'll see you when I cast these rods out. I am supposed to be meeting a subscriber here. His name's Carl Dawson. He's not here yet. What's all that about? I reckon he slept in. I reckon that ring-a-dinger didn't go off. Hopefully he'll turn up, unless he's fishing along here and he didn't see my van. I presume he knows what my van looks like, and but yeah, he could be fishing in one of the bays or further down the other end. He might have seen me in Bay 18 and thought, sod that, I ain't fishing there. Anyhow, so Carl turns up, and I'll bring him back when I cast these rods out. See you in a bit. Bloody knot in my line. I didn't realise there was a knot in my line. It must have been in there from the last session 2 days ago. I wondered why my rigs weren't hanging right. Right, well, it's definitely raining. I don't like the rain. I don't mind coming in it and fishing in it if it, you know, the rain turns up, but not at the beginning. Bloody hell, that's as bad as turning out in the rain, isn't it, to go fishing? But I'm going to move these rods back because Carl in air. Where's Carl? Send out a search party for Carl, that's what I say. If someone lives next door to him, give him a rat-a-tat-tat on the door. He's still sleeping in dreamland, I reckon. Shame, because I was looking forward to fishing with Carl. I've been looking forward to fishing with him for a long time now. But perhaps something's cropped up or something. I've texted him and told him I'm in Bay 18 to just see if he's replied. Right, no replies. Nope, he's still asleep. That's what it is. I don't know. I bet you he saw the weather and thought it's going to rain, sod it. That's what it is. There's a lot of what is, isn't there? Anyhow, that's 2 baits out. I've just cast it out. I've cast this to the right because the tide's coming in. There'll be a right to left pull on it. I'm going to take this bucket off this tripod, move my tripod and put the bucket back on. We're baited up with 2 cod rigs, with pennel hooks, varying different hooks from Cox and Royal to mustard hooks. No more rums. Yeah, it's got a cod rig on, single hook snood, clip down, pennel hooks, both of them baited up with squid and blow lug, because when I turned up in this bay, someone had just chucked all the blow lug on the floor. So some other chap gave me a couple of bits of squid in a box, so I picked the worm up and put it in the box, and it's not doing too well today because obviously I didn't have any water at the time to give the blow lug a bit of a freshen up, but they were alive when they were on the floor, so I've used them. So we've got blow lug and squid out there on my hooks. Right, now we'll get my torch out for the tip lights. I've got the band in my pocket, I have. Brilliant. Well, I'm on my own. It was going to be a planned session fishing with people, well, with Carl. He might turn up yet, hopefully. He might turn up. I don't know if he will, but he might do. So, fingers crossed. I've moved my rods. If he turns up, I'll bring him back. So we catch a fish, eh? Well, it stopped raining. And then it started, and now it stopped again. So, yeah. What's happened since I last spoke to you? Well, them rods have been bouncing about, but no bites. As of yet. That don't mean there's something small, that there ain't something small on it. I've got no pain in my hip. It feels good, but it gave way a couple of times. It's just one of them things that happen, and when it gives way, it sort of like give you a little bit of a jip. So I took some paracetamol. Well, I've took 3 ibuprofen. We'll see what happens. When it gets daylight, I possibly will jump over the side to carry on fishing, but high tide is just before 7. I should fish to at least 9 in this bay. It is now 19 minutes past 5. That's sit rep up on what's happening at the minute time. It has stopped raining. I've baited up a 2-hook flapper with lugworm and tipped it off with squid, size 1/0 hooks, I believe. Let's just fingers crossed that we catch something. The wind is picking up. It does forecast it to get up to 30 odd mile an hour. I never checked the weather, you see. Should have done. But you're still in summer mood, aren't you, where you think you don't really check the weather, do you, because you just know it's going to be sunny or good weather. But it's good. It's not too bad. I've actually had the van parked over there, and I was going to do some off the ground casts. I've said that I won't do it on this concrete yet, and I haven't practiced on the field with these rods yet either, so that's the other factor why I ain't doing it yet. But I had to turn the van round, once I'd got up and put my sleeping bags away and that, I realised the wind was blowing this way, and I thought I better turn the van round because it's going to be blowing in my face all night, and I didn't want that. And then it started to rain, so it's a good job I did turn the van round, because instead of it coming at the side, it's coming towards me at the van, so I'm getting a bit more protection. Because I still haven't done that curtain for the side of the van, which I'm going to do. But in windy conditions, I might not be able to use that curtain because it'll just be too much noise for the camera. Birds are twittering. They must be realising that the sun's coming, but it's way off yet. It's another couple of hours. Their phone ringing then. Yeah, I don't know what's the matter with them birds. Saw a barn owl coming here, last night. Sat in a tree, and he sort of like ducked round like they do. Like they go like that, don't they, barn owls? And he ducked around the corner looking at me coming down the road. So yeah, that was quite comical. Nice to see as well. It was only a little barn owl. I know they don't get very big, but it must be a fledgling or something. A little baby one. No Carl yet. What's happening? One of me subscribers, eh? I don't know. He's in bed, isn't he? He was getting all his gear ready. I bet he's on this wall. I bet he rode past my van and didn't even bat an eyelid. And probably thinking, the same as I am, that he ain't there. Mind you, I've messaged him and he hasn't replied. He's read it. He hasn't replied. I don't know. What's all it about, eh? Mind you, it's a long way for pedalling a bike from Grimsby to here, I think. That'd be a long way for me anyhow. Anyhow, he might turn up yet, you don't know. Yeah, them birds are twittering. I hope I get something there. I've only picked this bay because there was going to be 2 of us in it. Otherwise I'd have fished. Well, I don't know if I would have fished 20. Well, you see, the problem is, and I ain't got issues with it, is most of the fishermen are men. What they tend to do is they have a wee, because you have to have a wee. There's nothing about it. You can either jump over the wall and wee over there, and then that's out of the way. Plus, tide comes in, doesn't it? You can go over there across the road and wee on the grass. That's a pretty good idea, because then when it gets wet, it disappears and the plant does what it does with it and absorbs it, and you don't smell it. That's what I'm saying. But some, and there's nothing wrong with it, wee in the bay. And when you walk to certain sections of the bay, normally where there's some soil and grass, very little grass, it stinks like the old telephone boxes. I kid you not, it's like going back to the 70s. It's not pleasant. And I don't know what was in 27 and 26, but the floor was saturated. There was definitely a cup of tea been spilt on the floor because it had puddled up. But the other stuff, I don't know what it was, and I didn't really relish walking all over it all morning. And then put my boots in the van. Mind you, I've got some spray. Could have done that. Anyhow, I could have fished 26 or 27, but then I thought I've never fished 18. 18's a bigger bay. There'll be some room for Carl and my van. Well, more room, lots of room, put it that way. But yeah, so that's why I'm here. I've always wanted to fish 18 as well, because every time I'm in 19 and I pull out a little dab or a small codling or whiting, someone catches a bloody cod here. But that's only what I've seen when I've been at 19. I don't think it's always the case. The last tide last night, they didn't catch any codling in there because the chap told me, no, it's just been whiting. But you got to be here to catch them, ain't you? You got to be in it to win it. You got to have that line wet. Don't know how many more phrases I can say there, but so we're trying 18. I've never fished it before. It's the first time 18's on my channel. It's the same as all the other bays. It is different out there. It is flatter. Loads of mud, as in everywhere on the Humber, but just seems to turn up the odd fish. So I'm going to get my wool hat on now, because the wind's blowing in this ear and it's going to give me earache. Doesn't take a lot of wind to get in these luggles, I'll tell you. So I'll bring it back when I reel these in. Right, quick update. And when I said Carl's seen my text saying I'm in Bay 18, no he ain't. It was someone else who asked me, where are you? And I said I'm in 18. So Carl's still asleep. He can only be asleep because he's not here. See you in a bit. The thing is, we might have to put bets on whether Carl turn up. That's the thing, because could have a bit of a flutter here. I might actually win. Do you know what I mean? What first time win a bet? I'm hoping he turns up. Put it in the comments if you think you'll see him before the end of the video. Right, let's get this unhooked. We caught ourselves a whiting. Now, it was hooked into its side of its gill. I've got the hook out. Its gills are still moving. He's swimming around, but he keeps going up. You can see downsy, but he's more upsy now than he was downsy. So I'm going to leave him in that bucket for a minute or two just to let him recover it and get him back. Right, let's show you this fish. See him? He's knocking his tail around. He's righted himself, so I'm going to get him put back in the water so he can swim away and get a bit bigger. So I'll give you a show to camera. He's lively. One small whiting. It's only a whiting, but it is a pretty whiting, and he's alive still because I saved him with my physician's fingers. Let's get him back. He's gone in, sat at the surface, and then was gone. So brilliant. He was swimming around the bucket. You can only hope, can't you? That initial impact of him going into the water revitalises him a bit, I think. Sometimes, not all the time, but you saw him swimming in there, and it's really a shallow drop from here, so gentle chuck in, straight in he went as well, nose first, so all good there. Just chucked out the 2-hook flapper with worm and squid on. It's not a blank. We've caught a whiting in Bay 18. Pretty much the same as what I do in Bay 19. But there you go. You got to be here to win it. We'll get the other rod reel in a minute. I'll just bait up that rig that I've just took off. Do a new bait. Get it chucked out. Well, I just had to take that bloody battery in and out and in to get it to work. It's got 58% power left, and you got to do that. What's all that about? GoPro just decided to think, oh, do you know what, I'm gonna have a break. So that's the GoPro sort it out, Mr. GoPro. Bloody useless. Nothing on this. Oh, I don't know. It's got something on it, it's probably weed. Oh dear. What's the odds on that happening? Well, we're fishing for codling. Nice bait on there. Ah. Trying something different there. I've cast it to the right. Well, I cast it straight out, so it's gone to the left. Tide's coming in, so not normally the right practice. Normally cast into the tide as it's coming in, and then it moves around. So I've tried that. I want it to go over near that pipe that goes out, because there might be some fish around that on this side. Couldn't believe that when I reeled that in. Yeah, hang on. When I reeled that in, the snood had gone round the main line on the other rod and done another hand knot on it. So I had to carefully undo that, risk of the hooks going in your fingers as they do. But yeah, it's all okay. So I'm going to get this other rig baited up, bring you back, keep an eye on these rods, and let's hopefully get a codling. I've got a fish on there, or I've got weed. Think I've got a fish? I've got more than one fish. We've got two buggers. Two nice whiting. Let's get them unhooked. Well, I've never had that happen before. I've put the fish in the bucket and they unhooked themselves. They were only lip hooked, so obviously by flicking about they just released the hooks. Yeah, 2-hook flapper does it again. I'll show you each fish individually, because whiting tend to flick around a bit, and these are flickers. Should go back okay, these two. I saw the rod was knocking about, couldn't register a bite, but then the rod went straight like a slack line bite, and I tightened up into it and it didn't tighten up. So obviously two fish lifted the weight up. Reeled into it, it went tight then, broke this out or whatever, and well, I didn't break it out, it just had all that weight on, didn't it? Oh, that didn't do you any good, mate, did it? Stupid bugger. Right. No. Right, first whiting. Let's get that back. Get off, you stupid bloody idiot. Right, I've got this in a towel, this one. Whoa, see, he's a wriggler. So yeah, another whiting. Let's get that back. It's bigger than the other one, but it's a wriggler. Right, well, So that's free whiting now. Thank God for a 2-hook flatmer, eh? Get 2 fish on it each time. That's brilliant. Need 1, 2 cod. Got free whiting. Yes, I'm going to show you every whiting I catch because I've got to see them. I've got to catch them and be here catching them. And they're worth showing because they're a fish. If it weren't for whiting, winters would be pretty hard going. So bring on the whiting. Let's hope we get another little codling though, because that wouldn't it be great? I caught a codling on Monday, and then on Wednesday, because it's Wednesday morning, I catch another codling. That would be really, really good. But yeah, if you've got this far in the video and you think I'll subscribe because it's free, then yeah, please subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, thank you for the view. It's much appreciated. It helps the algorithm. Don't forget to check out Danny Shore Fishing. He's putting the odd video out now, but he's had some rough weather down there and he hasn't been able to get out. But yeah, it's always a pleasure seeing you, Danny, seeing your fish, and hopefully we'll meet up soon. I am getting on with the house, but yeah, I know you. Yeah, we'll meet up, mate. We'll get it organised, and go check out Danny Shore Fishing. Also, check out Alan's Castaways on YouTube. He's a new channel starting up, showing how to cast. You can contact him, talk to him on Facebook, on Bend 'em, Send 'em, Go Get 'em. Nice bloke. He'll help you out and he'll give you advice if you ask for it. Keep checking them rods, don't they? Don't forget to check out Tony, old Somerset angler. He's been going a while now. He's got the striking power of a ninja when he strikes into a fish, as old Tony. Well, I shouldn't say old Tony, should I? He's a spring chicken really. But yeah, go check out Tony. And you know the other two of the Hull, Hullness Codfather and Hardcore Fisherman of Hull. And don't forget casters. See, I could go on forever. There's casters, Fish and Whales, and Tony, Muddy Puddle. There's another one. You see, I do know what Muddy Puddle's name is, but it's Muddy, and I always say Muddy, but I know what his name is. It's just forgotten. There's so many. You forget so many. You don't mean to forget shouting them out. You take up too much time sometimes in your own videos shouting them out, because you can go on and on and on and on. But to be honest, there's no more going into my head at the minute, and there should be. But yeah, you know, there's Pond Pete. Go check out Pond Pete. He's fishing in Norfolk. He's a young channel, new channel, I think. I think he's new anyhow. But he films his matches in Norfolk with John Spalton and all the rest of them that go fish down in the Norfolk beaches. So yeah, go check out Pond Pete. But Muddy, you're doing great, mate. You're getting around as well now, so you're travelling about fishing different marks, which don't matter as long as you're enjoying your fishing, enjoying the filming. Yeah, it'll just pick up and take off. So go check out the Muddy Angler. Muddy Puddle, Muddy Puddle. See you in a bit. But the main thing is Verns fishing. Verns fishing. Check out this one, yeah? Before you check out all them. See you in a bit. It's a bit windy on them rod tips. Can you see him knocking about? I like it when the rod goes slack like that last one, because you know you got some fish on it then. But I've got 2 pulley rigs out. Well, no, I ain't got pulley rigs. I've got 2 cod rigs out at the minute. So yeah, wish me luck on them. We need that codling. I don't mind shouting the fish out that I want to catch. We're here to catch codling. Codling we're gonna catch. You've got to be positive in this world, and that's me, Mr. Positive. Don't know what I've got on there, if anything, I don't know. Very windy. It's gone slack again now. Right, that should be alright, that fish. I looked okay. Yeah. Got to hold on to his tail. Another whiting. I'm quite happy to catch whiting. Cod will turn up if there's any out there, but let's get that back straight off the hook, straight back in the sea. Oh, wind's picking up a bit. I did have 3 Jatemans, but they obviously fell out of my bloody hoodie pocket on the floor wet. They're going in the bin. Well, I'm gonna have a quick clean up. I put a tub down there, it's blowing about. I'm gonna put it in the rubbish bag. And Carl ain't turned up, has he? I don't think he's turning up. I reckon he's still in bed asleep. These young lads, you can't get them out of bed in the morning, that's what I say. Get the lights on. I always forget to put the lights on. If you can see that orange glow over there in the sky, that's a chimney burning off gas. I wonder how many houses that would actually heat. It can't be good gas. I don't know why they do it. But can you see the glow? This is the why I'm talking about it. Can you see the glow off the clouds above? Or the steam, or whatever it is. It's really orange, isn't it? Looks really nice. So we've got people down in 19. I think there's people in 20 as well. There is people in 20. It must be busy all the way along here today. Whereas on Monday, and we've got people this way as well. Down in 17. And me, well, I'm in 18. But yeah, it's sun is just starting to lighten the sky up. So I don't know whether I don't think it's come up above the horizon yet, but it's just lightening everything up, if that's such a, well, it is a word. See the water? Let's give you a show. That's the cedar fence in front of this bay. And the tide is coming, is in. It's been in for a while. If you look down here, tide is in. So I shall keep fishing. We've had 2, 3, 4 whiting. I have now baited up another 2 at flapper. The reason for that being is you can catch a codling on that, and you can also catch 2 whiting. If the whiting are out there, let's get some. It's always better having fish in your video than not, whether they're whiting or not. I'm still on the first battery as well. Don't seem to use as much batteries at the river as what I do on the beach, but very hard to see a bite because the rods are moving about in this winds and or wind. But yeah, we'll have a reel in a minute. Seagulls have started. Oh, I just saw a flashy flash up in that cloud. A flashy flash is a bit of lightning. We don't want any of that, do we? Not at the river. I don't want another shock. Seagulls have woke up and got lots to say for themselves. Probably chatting about what they watched on telly last night. So that's Grimsby over there to the right, all lit up. That's where Carl lives. But Carl's not here. He's still in Grimsby, I think. But I bet you all know what's happened. Carl's probably driven, hang on. Carl's probably driven rid past me on his push bike. I would assume Carl knows what vehicle I've got. But I'm just assuming. See, last time he came here to me, brought me them worms, I told him I was in 27, so he just drove straight there. He might not even paid much attention to the van. But I was parked up there, I was asleep in the back. I turned up there last night at 3 minutes past 10. I then spent an hour up and down this river. Nobody was in any of the bays, deciding where I was going to fish. There was 2 bays up that way, 27, 26, I was going to fish in, but there weren't enough room for 2, but they were a bit stinky as well, off that 1970s telephone box smell, and 1980s. So I didn't stop there. We could have fished in 27 and 26, but I could have fished earlier and I could have fished for longer. But I've come down here because I've never fished here before and I'm enjoying it. Not had the codling yet though. But I was late up. Should have been over the side fishing it coming up, but I weren't. Other people were. I ain't heard any hollering, but then I was asleep. So yeah, fish this bay to get 2 people in easy because it's a bigger bay. I bet there'll be people driving past thinking, look at him hogging that whole bay. It's just the way it is, isn't it? So yeah, 11 o'clock, probably about 1/4 past, 1/2 past, got to sleep. And then I was tossing and turning for some reason. Didn't have a great night's sleep. Got some good Z's in towards the end, but then it was alarm time and I was up. And then I thought, bloody hell, the sea's in. I shall decide when the tide starts going down, when you start seeing all them stones, I'll do the obligatory flick, but I will decide then whether I'm going over the side to fish. But then I've got to lock all the van up and take stuff with me in the camera, and we'll see. If it's daylight, which it will be, it might be a goer. If I've fished and I think to myself, do you know what, I've enjoyed myself, I won't bother. But it is now 7:15, so high water has been and gone. We are now probably in that twilight zone of slack water, and then it'll be heading on out, fishing it down, hopefully get some more fish. I'm hungry. I'm gonna have a banana. I might have a porridge pot, but we'll see. So I'm gonna have a banana first, bring you back when I reel these in. Right, let's see if we've got anything on it. Is that in? Am I in frame? Oh, my hip. That's hurting a bit. Well, we're still going for them cod. We're still going for them cod. My rod's in, yeah, they are, aren't they? Well, I casted that out and it came off my finger too early. So instead of going over towards that light out there on that pole, the end of the pipe, it went straight out. But there you go. Yeah, my hip hurt then getting off there. I guess it had locked in place, but I've got no pain at all, apart from right in the joint. I guess it is. It's like oof, like that. But once I'm walking around, I'm fine. It's you know. But still walk like this, still walk like that, but it's better. Did some exercise this morning and it helped. I'll have to do another one, I reckon. I ain't been doing them for the last few days because you know, just forgot really. Right, that's a squid, lug and prawn, I think, out there. So bait that up, reel the next one in. You'll see that live as it happens. A few weeks later though, but you'll see me do that, and then what I'll do is send out another flapper rig. Let's go all out for whiting, and if there's a codling about, it'll take it. Just get this unhooked. One whiting. He's trying in the bucket, so I'm going to put him out there. Give him a shot. His gills are moving slightly. He is in the bucket. He is moving about a bit, but he keeps going like this, so let's get him back. There's fresher water out there, it might just rejuvenate him. Sun's coming up as well. Go. Sunrise over Grimsby. So let's get you back onto these rods. I'm now going to reel this rod in. I did have a tap on it. We'll have to see if we've got something on it. Know if I've got anything on or not. That sunrise coming up over Grimsby is lovely. Don't feel like I've got anything. Something's hit it. Look at that. Something's hit that. That is absolutely tangled. Look at that. Can you see that? All tangled up. It's twisted up to anything. Twisted up there. So could that have been an eel? Well, that would have been a big eel. Could that have been a cod? God, it's sickening, isn't it, when that happens? Because it could be a cod. But there, someone's attacked it. That was possibly this video's one chance at a big fish. That could have been a big whiting. That could have been an eel, because it is tangled up. But it could have also been a codling. You can hook codling in their sides of their mouths and it will rip out because they're only thin skin. It's a shame. That would have made the video a good video with that fish. I saw the bite. I reeled the other one in first because I didn't see any more action, any more bites on that rod. So it wouldn't have mattered if I'd have striked it. It wouldn't have got it because whatever it was called Houdini. Right, I'll get this untangled, check it out, bait it up. If it's knackered, put another rig on. See you in a bit. Look at that sunrise. Absolutely brilliant. The water, well, it ain't going to be here for much longer. It's nearly at the bottom of the wall. It's in front here. Once I start seeing the base, I might pack up because might be good to have a short video for once. And yeah, I'm only on the second battery, so be easy for Tom. See you in a bit. Right, that's that rig. All twisted up, nailed up. So another one for the cut up bin and make another rig. It'll give me something to do. Water's going out now. I would say these two are my last chucks. The lad who was in bay 17 who wanted to fish this one, his name's Martin. I've just had a nice conversation chat with Martin from bay 17, and he's lost count of how many whiting he's had. He's had fresh worm though, and I said I've had 4, or is it 5? Anyhow, it's 4 or 5. So yeah, tale of two halves. Bay 17, 30 whiting, something like that, and I've had 4 or 5. But is it the bait? I would say it possibly is with whiting, but I don't particularly want to catch 30 whiting. Is it as good as that would be? I think that's a bit much, to be honest, for me. Too much hard work. I do like the sitting down and watching the rod scenario rather than up and down all the time on open fish. But yeah, Martin's had a good fishing trip, had a good chat with him. Nice to see you, Martin, nice to meet you, and thanks for stopping by. Now I shall watch these rods. The water has now left the wall. There's probably about 1 metre from the wall at the back. Still got water at the front. We'll keep fishing, keep an eye on these bites. still in bay 19, 20 and 21. So if 21's took up, there's people up to 28. There are a lot of we're gone Humber now. But yeah, sun's out. What a glorious day. Sea's quite calm. There's a little chop. That's just the wind. It's not much swell at all. But yeah, it's been a good day for me really, to be honest. It's been a good day really. It's I've enjoyed it. It's first time fishing this bay and it's alright. I've had plenty of time fishing. I've had enough now really, to be honest. I've got them two out there. I might bring one in shortly and get it chucked out again and chuck a short one out, because I've still got water in front of me, but probably only about, not a lot of water in close. But I might give it another reel in and chuck out. Can't remember which rod I chucked out last. I've got another rig baited up actually. Right, let's do that. Let's do it now. Oh, that was heavy. Two whiting. Definitely whiting. Let's get them unhooked. One whiting. Let's get that back. That's a good size whiting. Let's get that back as well. Hope you can see that. I've got fingers in front of it because they flick out. Let's get him back. Oh! Bollocks. Right. Two whiting and no floaters. Look at that. It's getting a bit hard to throw them in now. I'll have to go over that side. It's in closer over there, so I'll return them over to that side. But yeah, that's been great, hasn't it? Only whiting, but it's always good to catch, really. Always good to catch. You know, you don't want to not catch, do you? That sun's nice and warm. I can feel the heat coming off that sun. So yeah, I'm just baiting up these bait holder hooks with no elastic. Comes off, it comes off. Could go over the side and fish, but oh dear. Right, well, that's the rig. That's the last rig probably, unless, because that sun's lovely on my face, I could go over the side, but I've got to take a tripod over, fishing rod. I'd only take one rod as well, but could go over. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not making a decision yet. I've had a nice session, to be honest. I've had a nice session, and it's been enjoyable, even though it's been whiting. I mean, that cast there had 2 more whiting. What's that, six or 7 in it? I've lost count. I think it's 7. So and I've unhooked a whiting for the first time, a round fish, put it that way. I've unhooked a round fish through its gills for the first time. Hook come out perfect. A lot better than the Gemini disgorger, which is a good tool. You can unhook them, but when the fish ain't got much weight to it, it is hard getting it off, because obviously there's no weight of the fish when you give it a jolt to knock it off. So I went through the gills, and yeah, got on all right with the round fish. So it's no different to a flounder, to be honest. Probably easier because everything's bigger. The gills are bigger, mouth is bigger. Anyhow, I'll bring you back. We're still in Bay 18, and people are packing up and going. Well, Martin has that way. And if I'd caught 30 whiting, I think I'd pack up and all. I don't want to catch them anymore. But that's what we do it for, innit? They're out there to catch, but we're here really for codling, aren't we? When I was reeling that rod in, then I've had that bite that I saw, huge bite, and I thought, and then nothing else happened. So I thought, well, it can't still be on there, or else it'd still be ba-boom, ba-boom, like that, like they do. And when I reeled it in, the rig is knackered. I've bagged it up, ready to chop up. I've shown you it anyhow. So I'm a bit gutted that I've lost that fish. Don't go along with water, seagull. I'm gutted that I've lost that, or it didn't hook itself, put it that way. All the hook points were proud. Bit gutted. Could have been a cod. That's what I'm going for, a cod. So anyhow, we didn't get that, and then I reel in that one there, and there's 2 good sized whiting on it. Absolutely fantastic. So absolutely brilliant. And with the weight of those 2 whiting is what I'm trying to get at. I thought it was a big fish. I thought it was a cod dinner, as you do, but it was 2 good sized whiting, so you can't knock it. Hoping, aren't I? I'm hoping. Well, nothing on that. Well, I am risking it now because tide's going down and it might be a case of having to go over the side. I haven't decided whether to fish over there. The problem is with this bay is as soon as it hits the rocks at the front, within half an hour, 30 minutes, well, half an hour is 30 minutes, you plonker. So I'm from Norfolk, can't you? Within half an hour to 45 minutes, it's oh, bloody hell. Anyhow, forget that. The water just goes out because it's quite flat here on mud. You've got the embankment before the sea defence on the wall, and literally it's gone. I turned up last night and within half an hour there was like 45-50 metres between me and the, well, between the hard ground and the mud. So I know what I mean. I know what I mean. So I've got to make my mind up now whether I'm going over. It might be a case of I catch a fish and I've got to go over to return it anyhow, and I'll see how I am. And I might just take one rod with me. I might not. We'll see. We're still fishing though. I'm gonna get this rig put away because I don't need it. See you in a bit. That's a bit of a tangle, isn't it? wonder if something's hit that bait as well. That came in like that across the top of the water. Because I thought it had a fish on it at first, but I thought, nah, it doesn't look right. So yeah, something's happened to that, hasn't it? Come on, it's fishing. Look at that, all tangled around the, could have been the tide, I suppose, don't know. Right, we are, I'll just show you, we are losing water at the front. That's the concrete step at the front, down the bottom there. The problem with this place is it's not smooth concrete, it is some sort of bitumen with like 50mm cinder or something, and it's yeah, it's not good. So I'll pack this away, pack that rod away, and then we'll risk bringing the other rod in. If it gets snagged up, I'll have to go over. But my hip, I seem to be sitting on the back of that van, and my hip's playing up, so perhaps that's at the wrong height. Christ, perhaps I need one of them battery chairs that go to the right height for you. But yeah, see you in a bit. Well, we've got one rod left. As much as you want to carry on fishing and try for that elusive codling, there comes a time when you can't. Now I'll be reeling this in shortly. I might have to go over because, look, as you can see, the water is subsiding. Now a lot of people fish this. I mean, the chap that was fishing down there was all this rubble which is glued together, and then there was a load of mud, and he was still reeling in. But there does come a point where it becomes hard work, and when you're at my age, that's the last thing you want, is hard work. But I've enjoyed myself. It's been an absolutely cracking session. It's the first time I've been in Bay 18. Would I fish it again? Yeah, I would, because you do get long enough time to fish it. And if I was only 2 years younger, I'd be over the side now fishing that out. But I could pack my gear up and I could shoot down to 28 or the Yellow Cross and carry on fishing there. But again, there does come a point when you're a bit too old for all this fannying about. When you're young and you're a whippersnapper and you've got all your faculties, it's yeah, I'd shoot everything in the van, go trundling down to Yellow Cross, get out, start fishing again. But because you can fish it over low, you only get a little bit of mud between you. But I think I've had a good day, good session, good day. I hope I have a good day. It's only just started. But yeah, I'll probably reel this in, have some breakfast, and probably I will there you go, that's a bit better, no wind. I shall probably go home, clean all my gear, and then I'm going to cut these bits of metal for my shower to go into the wall, so I can push my shower up to it after I've tanked it. So yeah, that's probably the plan for today. Hopefully I'll get that done, because I've been trying to do it since Sunday and I haven't. Fishing gets in the way. and there's not a lot you can do about it if you go fishing. It just gets in the way. Got to clean your gear. So I'm going to try and get that done today. As much as I want to go down to the cross and fish it, but I know what'll happen. I'll be there another 4 or 5 hours, and you could be there for that length of time and not catch. So I've had a good session catching these whiting. 2 whiting on 2 at flapper. That's some weight. It's some good weight there. So I think those last whiting must have been, they were well over a pound. The bigger one must have been high 1 pound odd, because it was quite a bit of weight pulling that in. So I think I'm going to reel this in, because I might go over the side and reel it in. I might try and reel it in there, and if it gets stuck I'll have to go over anyhow. But I'll take you with me. Whatever happens, I'll film it. See you in a bit. New angle, we're going to film this reeling in. Oh, Jesus. Gone light, maybe nothing in it. I don't think I've got anything. Can you see it coming in? Nearly at the shoreline. That was handy. So what have we got on there? We've got a bit of weed and a bit of sellotape. Isn't that great, eh? It's sellotape. But yeah, bait stripped off the top hook, but that may have flew off when I cast it. So hook on the bottom with bait, nothing touched. I guess the fish have been done.
Here we have coral, not in his natural habitat.
Where's Carl? He's not in his favourite place, look. He's not in his favourite place. I hope you're alright, mate. I missed you. Right, so. Bloody sellotape. That'll go in the bin. So, well, it's been good. I could go down to Yellow Cross. Do you know what? Ages ago I would have done. I really would have gone. But I am feeling a bit old at the minute. Keep walking about, I feel okay. So yeah, I'll keep taking the tablets, keep doing the exercises. Maybe sitting in the back of that van is the wrong height, because that ain't done me a lot of good, I don't think. But it's like a hotel, isn't it? It's fishing out of your van with your lights. Look, I've got all this set up there. Don't know if you ever see it really, to be honest. Well, you have seen it. So yeah, just lights bolted. Shouldn't be showing this to the competitors, should I? But yeah, so I sit here and probably not good. Probably not good. But yeah, thank you for watching this video if you've got this far. Remember to check out those channels that I shouted out. There's many others as well. If I've forgotten anyone, then nothing is meant by it. The channels that I watch. But yeah, it's. Thank you for getting this far. If you have got this far and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Sometimes the videos are better than others, and I'm sure they'll get better eventually. I don't know when, but maybe so. But yeah, if you do want to subscribe, thank you for the view. Like I always say, it's all appreciated and all helps the algorithm. So this has been fishing at the River Humber. in Bay 18. It's been enjoyable, but the main question is that we're going to ask is, did Carl turn up? No, he didn't. So he's either fishing down at the point or somewhere down there. When I leave here, I will go hunting for Carl, and we'll have a hunt search on this video, hunting for Carl. And but yeah, he ain't turned up. What's that all about? I mean, he's me mate, and I've missed him, and he still hasn't answered his message. But perhaps something's happened. Perhaps something's happened in Grimsby or something, and he got waylaid. I don't know. Perhaps he's still asleep. Might have been on the pop. I don't know. But yeah, it'd have been nice to fish with you, Carl, but it don't matter, mate. We'll rendezvous again sometime, but I'll not hold my breath. But now we'll meet up again, Carl, and have a session, because we've been on about it for ages, and I missed you, mate. I've missed you. So yeah, this has been fishing at the River Humber. It's absolutely glorious in this sun at the minute. I will give you a look around again. We're in Bay 18. It has been enjoyable. We have got these rocks going down there now. They're like chippings that are all glued up with bitumen, and then it goes straight onto mud. But within 20 minutes you will see mud there. Probably show you. Tom will just put it in at the end, the last bits. He normally puts a bit at the end where I do a goofy thing, and he might put that in and do it, but it's whatever. Tom does what he wants with the editing, because Tom edits. Anyhow, this is the end. This has been the River Humber, Bay 18. I've had 6, 7 whiting. Wish it was codling. Whiting. Could have had 8. Definitely 7, maybe 6. Who's counting? Have a count up and drop it in the comments for me, will you? Because when I add it up, I balls it up again. So thanks for watching. Next time you see me, I had to think then, next time you see me, it'll probably be on a beach. If not, it'll be here. So yeah, thanks for watching. Think about subscribing if you want. It's been Bay 18, River Humber, and I'll see you anon. Why do I rabble on? This is the thing, you see. Why do I rabble on? People will be sat there and they're going, oh, bloody turn it off, Vern. Turn it off. Stop it. And I'm still rabbling on. It's just a Norfolk thing. Or it was from when I was in Norfolk. Don't know what Norfolk's like now. I don't think there's too many Norfolk people now. Every time I hear someone from Norfolk on the telly, they've got no accent.